Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm your host, That One Camera Guy, and in this episode, I'm going to show you how to customize your a6300 to switch between the 1 and 2 on the mode dial for video recording options. Now before I jump into the actual tutorial, I got this question because when I was shooting video, I really love shooting between the 24 at 4K and also jumping to the 120 frames per second at high frame rate whenever I wanted to do that. And it was really frustrating because there is no way to set a button or custom function quickly to jump into that very easily. There isn't a way just to click on the function button and be able to switch those options quickly. So what you can do is use the recall function, the memory recall function 1 and 2, and even M1 through M4 on your camera to do that. Now it's not something new, we've seen this in the A7 line of cameras, but you can do it here. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So the first thing I want to do is make sure that my video mode is set to manual exposure. You should know how to do that. If not, you can go ahead and ask me down in the comments below. But the first thing we're going to do is go into our menu, and then go to number 2, which is tab 1, page 2. In there, we're going to set our file format XAVCS HD to XAVCS 4K. And then we're going to set our recording settings to 24p at 100 megabits per second. And that's pretty good right now. I'm going to press menu button and go back into this mode. I'm going to make sure my shutter speed is set correctly, so it's going to be at 1/50th of a second, twice the frame rate for this case. Let me go back to menu. I'm going to go down to page 3, check and make sure. I'm going to set my focus mode. For this example, I want to use continuous autofocus, so I'm going to set it as continuous AF, and then I'm going to press menu. I want my focus area to be wide in this case. You can change that. That's totally up to you for your particular scenario. I'm going to go to page 4. You can toggle these two values. That's totally up to you. I'm going to leave those as normal. Leave that alone. I'm going to set my I'm going to start with my white balance. I'm going to go ahead and set it to maybe when we're shooting, it's cloudy that day. So I'm going to set it to cloudy. You can set it to auto white balance. It's up to you. I'm just trying to point that out that you have that choice. Then I'm going to go to picture profile. I'm going to go ahead and set it to S-Log3. So I'm going to go to PP8, it says S-Log3, and then also, I have that set up. I'm not going to worry about the assist right now, but that's set up to go. And then we're going to go to page 6. I'm not worried about zoom, long exposure, not worried about that. Smile and face detection, I want it on for this example. So I'm going to leave that on. I wanted to track a person's face. So I'm going to go back to the menu, keep going, not worry about these. Audio recording on, steady shot on, and now we're ready to set our menu option. So I'm going to go into menu, I'm going to go into memory, and then you're going to see number 1, there's 2, M1, M2, M3, M4. Under M1, it's going to show you everything we've set with this camera within reasons that we can modify. So it shows our shutter speed, our aperture, our ISO, and then our autofocus continuous, our wide, and our PP8. And so forth. You see the picture. You can press down and you can even see the other configurations that we did. Then just press the middle button. Boom. And now it's all set. We'll do one more to finalize this process. I'm going to press menu. Now I want the camera to switch to high frame rate. To get high frame rate, we're going to do 120 frames per second. So I want to make sure my shutter speed is typically going to be twice that frame rate. So around 250 is where we want that to be. My aperture is your choice. I'll just leave it at 1.8, 2.0, ISO. I'm going to leave it to auto in this case. Just make sure it's set to auto. Now I'm going to go to menu. I'm going to navigate to page 2 of tab 1. Set it to XAVCS HD. I'm going to set it to 120 frames per second at 100 megabits per second. High frame rate setting. I'm going to choose 24 because that's how I'm authoring my video. If you want 30, choose 30. That's really important. It'll give you 5x slow motion at 24, and then go to page 3. And page 3, we're gonna go ahead and set this not to continuous AF, but manual focusing. And then we're gonna change our focus area to, let's just say center. Okay, center. And again, these are all settings that you can modify yourself. I'm gonna leave those alone. Actually, let's go ahead and just change the drive speed to fast for some reason. picture profile, let's go to picture profile 7, which is S-Log2 for this case, for whatever reason. And then I'm also going to change the white balance to, let's just say, daylight. Okay. Go back into menu. I'm just going menu, going back there. Small face detect. This time I'm going to turn it off because I don't need it. And I think that is all we need. Steady shot off in this case. Okay. So we are all ready to go. I'm going to go to memory, press this middle button. This time I'm going to navigate to number 2 on the option. And then now it shows me what I'm going to enter in there. 1/250th of a second, F2, auto ISO, everything, etc., etc., etc. You got that, press the middle button, and you are now set. You may be wondering, how can I set the other modes? Well, let's say, for example, I just change the shutter speed to 800. I go back into menu, memory, and I go to M1. You can set M1, M2, M3, M4 all in manual mode and figure that out yourself. That's totally up to you. But now we're ready to see our settings. So if I turn this wheel to number 1, it's going to be ready for 4K at 24 frames per second. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this to 1. Boom. You're going to see it's set to 24, 100 megabits per second, and 1/50th of a second. I'm going to press the set button for that. So now we're all set. You can see our options are all there. Autofocus continuous, PP8, wide zone, cloudy, etc. That's all good. I'm going to go to number 2. Now I want to jump back to slow motion. Boom. And then it's going to show that I have to press the enter button to confirm that change. And now we're set to 120 frames per second. We got manual focusing. We've got center focus, PP7, daylight, etc. That's all set to go. And that's it. Well, that is it. That's how you go ahead and adjust your memory recall options on your camera. It is really, really simple to do. And I know I went really fast, but you can slow it down and really learn how all these settings work. If you did like this particular video that I did, go ahead and give it a like. I'd really appreciate it. It gives a little bit more exposure for my videos. If you do like these types of videos that I'm doing, consider subscribing because I will be posting a few more kind of detailing the specific settings of the Alpha 6300. Well, folks, that's it. I have nothing left. If you missed my last previous videos, you can go ahead and find them somewhere here on the icons and links. And upcoming video will be a Canon 80D, something around that line. Again, I'm your host, that one camera guy, and I will see you later. Bye.